Welcome to the Words of Wisdom podcast. This is the place to be to raise the consciousness within in order to create a life and business of ease, flow, and freedom. This podcast offers inspiring stories, strategies, and special guests to help you become your most aligned self. I am Minerva Maharaj, a former NBA Toronto Raptors dancer turned ICF accredited spiritual life coach, founder of Goddess of Wisdom Spiritual Life Coaching, and Star Seed Academy coach training. My soul's mission is to show you the impossible is truly possible. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let's get to awakening your soul's wisdom. Hello, everybody. Welcome to my live recording of my podcast, Words of Wisdom. I'm going to give you a little behind the scenes of how I record my podcasts. And normally I don't do it live. Normally I don't do it on video. And I'll tell you why. So I'm going to walk you through a little of my process of preparing and recording the podcast. And also give you an opportunity if you want to chime in live and I can answer questions. But ultimately, this episode is for you to help give you 3 keys to manifest the shit out of the rest of 2022. So say hello if you're joining. If you're joining later, be sure to leave comments. And I always enjoy coming back and seeing who's visited and left any questions or comments. And I'm happy to answer them. So my process of recording my podcasts is pretty chill. And that's part of the reason I don't normally do it on video is because sometimes it's on my couch, sometimes it's in my bed. I just like a candle, a blanket, my phone, and my mic, and I just record. I have some notes and I just really write the key points and then I just riff on it. The wisdom just comes down. I share my experience. I share my wisdom on this, but also some downloads that come in the moment. So let me just share a little bit of what's been going on in the background of things in my life. I had taken a couple of weeks off from my business. I just felt like things were just running in mud. And as a manifestor in human design, if you know about human design, I need that moment to rest and reset. And it was very productive in that sense. I took a step back. Things just weren't feeling good. I've been going kind of head first, really, into my business for the past year. And that's what brings me to this episode as well, are 3 keys to manifest the shit out of the rest of the year. Sorry if you don't like swearing, but there's just no other word to replace that sometimes. And the keys I'm sharing with you are lessons from this year of where things started slowing down in my manifestations, in my business, in how I was feeling within myself, with my creativity, with my downloads. And here's why. So that's what I'm going to share with you today. These 3 things will help get clear again about what it is you're really meant to go after. Hopefully give you that new pep in your step and redirection in your steps of how to make the most out of the rest of this year and to start manifesting more consciously and in a more aligned way with the rest of this year versus feeling like you're banging your head against the wall and feeling like you're not getting anywhere. So pull up a seat, grab your pen and paper, and let me know where you're listening from this. And I always appreciate the downloads, the comments, the subscriptions, because this will help get the message out, because I'm really am passionate about helping people manifest consciously the life that they really want. So I also have a fun announcement to share with you at the end of this episode. So say hello, thanks for joining, and leave your questions. So let's get into it. 3 keys to manifesting for the rest of this year, for the rest of 2022. So if you feel like you've been running in mud, things have been slowing down, you feel overwhelmed, you feel bogged down, you feel like, why aren't things working for me? One key that I want you to lock into is, where are you giving your power away? The first step is really stop giving your power away. So take a look at, where do you place your power? Is it outward or is it inward? Often what we do is we look to coaches, we look to mentors, we look to the next program or the next book or to podcasts to give you the answer of what's going to work for you. What is the missing piece? And I mean, obviously I believe in the power of coaching and programs and podcasts, but I'm going to let you know how to use that more intentionally. The problem is that, and I have fallen into this trap myself, is going to one program, one coach, one after the other, and just kind of going on that treadmill. And and I've experienced amazing transformations. A lot of my shifts in my life have been because I've been in a container. I have been in a space where I've been held. I've had coaches who told me my blind spots and pulled up things that I didn't know about myself. But there's a reason it works and there's a reason it doesn't work. So the reason it does work, or let me start with, the reason it doesn't work is because you have given your power away, meaning you have given your power to the coach, to the program, to the formula, and have the mindset of, this is it. This is the thing that's going to get me 6 figures. This is the thing that's going to get me my clients. This is the thing that's going to find me love. And those are being misused. That is putting your power completely outside of you and into somebody else's hands. And what happens is you're going to end up being disappointed. You're not going to end up getting the result you want or being able to sustain those results, because you're always going to need a coach or a program or someone to tell you what to do. And what you are doing is you're putting your faith, your power, the answer into somebody else, and you're indirectly saying that you don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. I don't know what I'm doing. I don't have it within me. I don't have experience with that. I won't be able to find this out on my own. Taking more of your power away from you. And one of the biggest shifts for me this year has been realizing that for myself as well, but also realizing that my biggest manifestations have always come from myself, have always come from me really going deep within, from a meditation, from sitting deep in it, from being so open in my mind and so clear, in a clear channel to get that download, to get that idea, to open my school, to launch my group program, to look for this certain type of house. Whatever all of my favorite manifestations, my greatest ones have always been from me. Not from my coaches, not from any program. Those were just tools that when you use it intentionally, meaning start from within, tune in with yourself. What is going on? What do you want? What are you doing? What is blocking it? All those answers really just come within you. Coaches and in programs and tools and meditations just help guide you to there. But really it ultimately comes to you to being willing to go there, and you can go there on your own as well. I do enjoy someone guiding me there and holding that space for me, because you don't want to overwork yourself as well, that you have to do and figure this out yourself. Hopefully you're understanding that there is a balance. And the point is, often there is an imbalance where you're putting it all into somebody else's hands, all into the fate of somebody else's knowledge and wisdom, and taking it away from you. So there's an imbalance. You got to bring it back into balance and start with you. Start within. What is it that you know? And what is it that you don't know? And the gaps that you don't know, that's where you step in intentionally and say, okay, I would love support with this thing. I would love to discover more about this. I would love to learn more about love or about the energy of money. I would love to strengthen my funnels. I understand I would love to have some passive income. What can I do to do that? Right? Versus going into a program and being like, I want to make six figures. Show me how to make six figures. What's the program that I'm supposed to do? And then maybe you follow the formula, you do it, you get burnt out, you don't see the results, or you don't see the results and you start getting burnt out and you just keep going deeper down that hole. So you need to start looking within and tuning in to your knowledge and your wisdom and ask yourself, what is it that you know? What is it that you know already? What do you know about money? What do you know about your clients? What do you know about your business? Tune into that and trust what comes up. Trust is a huge factor. And the reason you don't trust yourself is because you haven't practiced that muscle of trusting yourself. You've been practicing trusting everybody else. Coaches, programs, mentors. You trust other people more than you trust yourself. So again, stop giving your power away and start tuning in to your power, tuning into what you know. Ask yourself, what do you know? What don't you know? And what steps can you take intentionally to get that support or build that muscle or build that knowledge, build that skill so that you do know? And just to be clear, I'm obviously a advocate for getting that support intentionally. When you misuse that support, when you have an imbalance and a poor expectation of that this program or that thing or something outside of you is going to give you the answer or give you the cure, you're already out of balance. So how differently would your experiences be, would your investments be, the program, what support be? How differently would that hold you up and show up for you if you showed up intentionally and state what is it that you need to know? Sometimes I have clients who say, I don't know. And I point that out very quickly and saying, what if you do know? Throw that away. What do you know? That's just such a reaction that we don't know. And catch yourself, how many times in a day do you're like, I don't know. That's your first response. And then you go on like thinking. But the problem with saying I don't know is that you put there's a full stop there. So your mind just goes straight to like, I don't know, stop. There's a pause. There's no searching for it. So take away the period and put a question mark. What if I did know? What is the answer? What would it take to find